Super Soul Sisters, and thank you so much yet again for making time with us here tonight. My name is Rowena Kajumba, and I'm very honored to have our next Super Soul Sister. I mean, all of the Super Soul Sisters we bring here are people who are meant to inspire you and help you. Maybe pick a thing or two from their stories as they take us through their journey. And with me today is Peace Nasanga Kuteesa, who is a humanitarian and also a computer engineer. Now, so many people say, those two things don't work together, but you know, it comes back down to who you are as a person. And thank you so much for making time.
Thank you.
Yes, and real quick, she's also co-founder of Zimba, that is the Zimba Women, which is an NGO. Now that's why I said she's a humanitarian. And of course, she's worked in a number of other areas, which we shall be talking about later. I don't want to be the one speaking for her, but thank you for making time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I'm glad to be.
I know, and you see, it's quite a time, abrupt. I mean, it's very unpredictable. The rains, the sun, like every time.
Yes.
Like, what's going to happen next? But very busy woman, I know. But we appreciate you.
Thank you.
For allowing to be a Super Soul Sister here. Now, real quick, when people are talking about Peace Nasanga, Kuteesa, we've mentioned, or maybe we've left something, I don't know. We've mentioned majority, the biggest part of your name. Who are we talking about? Because people need to understand you. Before the person that's out there doing their work, before the woman you become, we need to know who Peace is.
Yeah, thank you for that. Well, when you ask me who Peace is, I want to say I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
beautiful. So where were you born? And
Yes.
maybe if you're comfortable telling us which years, would love to know that.
Yeah. So I was born in the 80s. I was born in Kampala, but
Yes.
I grew up in Jinja.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I spent the main part of my childhood and school in Jinja. Came back to Kampala, I went to Victoria now for primary. Then I went to Makerere College for high school.
Okay.
And then Makerere University.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So who are your parents?
Yeah. My parents are Mr. and Mrs. Sesanga, currently of Mitiana.
Yes.
My father is an engineer, and my mom is a businesswoman.
Okay.
Yeah. I say this with emphasis because that really represents who I am. I'm a businesswoman,
Yes.
and I'm also an engineer.
Yeah.
So as a result of
So
who
both
they are-
parents?
My mom is a businesswoman. My dad is an engineer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you'd mentioned earlier on he was with.
He used to be with UCB, and then he's the district engineer of Mitiana district.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
When was this? Where were you born? Which town?
I was
year?
born in Kampala in '86. We used to live in Mengo Hospital, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We lived in Mutunde for a while, and then we moved to Jinja.
How long were you in Mutunda?
Just like a few years. Yeah, by 90 we had moved to Jinja.
Okay, and you were about what age then, if you recall
4
quite
years.
well? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But at 4 you would adjust.
Yeah, of course.
At 4
I mean,
you would adjust.
you're in nursery school, so it wasn't such a big transition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were 4 years old, you moved to Jinja.
Yes.
Why did your parents move?
Oh, my dad used to work with UCB,
Oh, okay.
the old bank, Uganda Commercial Bank.
Yeah.
So we moved to Jinja in the 90s. Spent a big part of my childhood and early secondary there.
Oh.
Yeah, until UCB closed.
Okay.
So my parents moved to Mitiana,
Oh, okay.
where my dad became the district engineer.
Oh, okay. What schools did you go to?
I went to-
nursery, primary, and up.
Yeah, Victoria Nursery and then Victoria Nile School in Jinja.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The famous school.
Yeah, the Victoria Nile School in Jinja, yes. That's where I went for primary
Okay, and
school.
you were there for the entire primary.
Yeah, entire primary.
What was that like? Because you just moved.
I
And-
loved it. I loved it. Yeah, fortunately, I was one of the top performers.
Oh,
so, when you're performing
Yeah.
a certain way, the school experience is really good.
That's true.
Yeah, because the
that's very
teachers
true.
like you. I didn't really have any discipline issues. Yeah,
You're a good girl.
as a good girl.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
As a good
Because some
girl,
people,
yeah.
some people go like, "Oh, I was
Yeah.
all over the place," but that's good.
No.
So now, when you move to Ginger, you go to Victoria Nile School, nursery and primary,
Yes.
and you did your entire to P7.
Yes, up to P7.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then, where did you go after that?
I went to Makerere College.
Okay.
Yeah, so I came to Kampala.
For school, but you'd go back. You're
Yes,
still in Ginger.
home was Jinja.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was that like now?
It was a whole new experience because
You didn't want any of the schools like in the east, close to home?
There were not really many schools for girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, which were top performing at that time.
Okay.
In Jinja. They are very good boys' schools, Miri, Botiki, but there's very few for girls. The options aren't that many.
They're limited.
Yeah, they're limited.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I went to Macquarie College for O-level and A-level.
Ah.
Yeah.
You can tell you are disciplined because if you're studying O-level and A-level in one school.
Yes. I know.
I'm not saying other people who change schools are not
Tourists.
disciplined, but I'm just pointing out that she didn't want to, go through the whole, please, no, I can always study here and actually achieve. So, O-level, you're leaving your family, you're leaving your parents behind, you're joining Macquarie College. What was that like? Because some people would call it freedom.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's freedom or finding yourself at this point and managing yourself as a young girl. What was that like?
Being a firstborn, it was a whole new experience because you're always looking after other people.
Yeah.
And now suddenly you're in an environment where you're the youngest in the school. You know, you're the S1s.
Yes.
So it was a whole new experience. I loved it. It gave me a chance to find myself afresh. Yeah, I became a prefect in O-level.
Oh.
Yeah, as academics prefect at Macquarie College.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it helped me also grow as a leader, make new friends outside of, because my sister and I have just 1 year difference, so she's always been like my best friend.
Oh,
We
yes,
went
and
to
you're
the
always
same
close and
schools.
doing things together.
Yeah, so I got a
Interesting.
chance
How
to
many are
start
you?
afresh. 5 of us.
Oh.
Yeah.
And mostly girls, or you have
3 girls, 2 boys.
Okay, the boys
Yeah.
are the last borns.
So there's 2 of us, 2 girls, then the 2 brothers, and then
Okay,
one
and
girl.
then one
the
girl.
last one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that must be
yeah.
interesting.
It is interesting.
It must be interesting.
Yeah, it is
So,
interesting.
what was you went to? You said Macquarie College was.
Yes.
You went to single.
Yes. No,
Girl.
Macquarie College is mixed.
It's mixed, yes. And you did not want to go to a single school.
I did want to go to Gayaza. Yeah. But I don't know what's happened, but somehow when I got to P7 I just
You ended up with
Macquarie
this
College.
option.
Yes, with the
Yes.
option. Yeah.
Okay, so what was it like with your brothers, being the elder sister, and then you have siblings? Of course, the girl you are closer.
Yes.
Yes, by a year's difference. How was it like with the boys then?
We are very close family. So we've always been close. Yeah, we've always had a good relationship with my brothers. My father is very involved in the parenting.
Oh, okay.
So there's never been like these are boys and these are girls. We don't have gender roles in our home. So
Everyone
cooks,
went out there and
everybody
did their
cleans,
part.
Everybody does their part, to make
Right.
the family function as efficiently as possible. So yes, we've always been close and there's no difference.
That's
Yeah.
not, okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful then. So you were a prefect.
Yes.
Coming from first child duties to being in senior one,
Yes.
new environment and things like that. How easy did you adjust?
It was the first time in boarding school. So, of course, I missed home. I missed the comfort of, you go back home and your parents are there, the safe nest.
Yes.
Yeah. However, what helped is a lot of our relatives for both my mom's and my dad's side live in Kampala. So they always checked on me.
Okay.
So it made it easier for me because I knew there was always somebody to call. And also the school environment was really good. There's no bullying. Everybody has a chance to flourish. So it enabled
Because that's
me
some
to-
of the things that people have gone through, the whole bullying, and we think
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, now you've experienced school now.
Yes.
So when were you a prefect? Which year? Which class
In
rather?
O-level, S3 and S4.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Was it to dodge certain things or
No,
to actually?
I actually wanted to make a difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The thing I loved about that school is that it was very diverse. We had different nationalities, Indians, Somalis, Ugandans. So because of that, you always felt like you're competing on, I would say, international level. Yeah.
You've had to put in more effort,
put in more
and you're learning
effort.
different cultures.
Yes, you're learning
That's
different
nice.
cultures. My best friends were Indians, so it was refreshing
Yeah.
and also eye-opening. So me being a prefect was like, I want to make a difference here. I want to help my friends, also, I would say make it in school because I was performing highly and I didn't want to leave other people behind. So as a prefect, you get to set, homework, discussion group questions, such things.
It did push you as being an academic
Yes.
prefect
Yeah.
to actually make sure you achieve certain things
Yes.
and make sure you do not fall back on what is expected
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
Wasn't that too much pressure though?
It wasn't. Yeah. I would say it wasn't too much pressure because you have a team as a prefect. It's not just you. There's the whole prefectoral body. And then the teachers were very supportive.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, sometimes people are like, oh no, the pressure, because your fellow students are monitoring you like a hawk or something.
Yeah.
But but also if it is who you are, it definitely could be coming easy for you. And that's, I think, one thing people need to appreciate. Sometimes people are talented in certain areas that it comes easier. Doesn't mean they're not working hard. It just comes a little easier for them because in that area they're most comfortable. So do you have anything in particular that you remember? I know generally you're probably a good girl, very relaxed probably, but do you have anything in particular you remember, in school, maybe with your friends, a couple of things where you look back and laugh and couldn't believe yourself?
Yeah. So I've always been an introvert. Yeah. So being a prefect helped me overcome that. I had to teach myself to, learn to talk to people. I used to fear boys.
Oh.
Yes, and yet I had brothers and a very good father. But aside from my brother and my father, I used to fear boys at school. So I didn't like
Did
talking
you think
to
maybe they
boys.
would bully you or something?
No, I just wasn't comfortable. So we never used to talk. So there's this boy in my class who would come and sit next to me and then say, she's going to shake, she's shivering. So I'd be like so scared because he was big and tall. Yeah. But eventually I got used. I became friends with them. It became easier, and I realized, there's so much we could learn from each other.
That is very true.
So it really created a really good environment, not just socially, but also academically. So that's.
Oh yes, you could engage more
Yes.
with. Okay, that's very good.
Yeah.
What were you leaned into? What were your subjects? What were you looking at saying, okay, when I got A-level, this is what I want to do?
Sciences.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a STEM girl all
From
the way.
From the beginning?
Yeah, I always knew I was going to be a fixer.
Yeah.
And I knew I'm going to either fix people or fix machines.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is nice.
So at first I wanted to be a doctor and then an engineer. So I was kind of torn between the two. So I did PCBM.
Okay.
Because I knew there, if I don't get one, I'll get the other.
Oh, that's good. And do you feel that maybe your family structure or what your parents did influence who you are as a person?
Definitely.
Being the first child.
Definitely. When you're first born, you're like, you get so much pressure from your parents.
Yes.
I don't know if it's pressure or attention. Yeah.
Or they see everything in you at that point and say, this is our...
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's these people coming after you who are looking up to you.
That is true.
So my dad always
I feel like that's too much pressure. I feel like that is too much pressure, I tell you.
It is in some ways.
My goodness. So your parents' nature of work and businesses, those sorts of things did influence you. Did you ever watch and maybe follow your dad or your mom, in terms of their work or jobs and things like that?
My dad always took us to his workplace.
Okay.
Yeah, people always joked that he wanted a firstborn son.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So
because he always carried you along.
Yes, so I would go to the construction sites because he's a civil engineer. Yeah, so everybody at the office knew us. My sister and I used to go to his office. Yeah. So we were not like, the office environment wasn't scary for us. Yeah. And he always encouraged us. He did homework. There's topics in physics which I had never understood,
and he
which
was
I
always
understood
there.
with him.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
Yeah, probably my career journey is influenced by him.
By him.
Yes.
I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. And most people say, no, she only did that because. But I think it's also within you that it's the kind of thing you adopted to so quickly.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And we need to maintain a culture now. I see it a lot with Indians. Where they take their children or grandchildren with them to their working environment. And before you know it, the child knows what they want to be.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, but still contribute in some sort of form.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you decided to do this combination, your dad must have been like, are you sure? Or he knew that's what you were going to go for?
He knew it. Yeah. So before I decided, I went to Budo. King's College for A-level. And they didn't give me the combination I wanted. They gave me MEG.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's how you go back now?
Yes, that's how I ended up back to Makerere College. I waited around for a while. I actually went back to Makerere College almost like in the middle of the term. They were like, oh, we've been waiting for you. You're one of our top students. So, yeah. They gave me the combination I wanted. Then I started.
Now you say all the hurdles. Most people think, someone just straight up, but you wanted something else.
Yeah.
I'm sure you wanted the combination with the school.
Yes.
But if the school didn't give you what you wanted,
Then
you
I
said, you know
could
what,
go
I need to
somewhere else.
go
Yeah.
back and. Now, so many young people out there get discouraged. That is one of the toughest moments of, especially senior 4 to A level.
Yes.
That's one of the toughest moments because it's a make or break for the near future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, didn't you lose hope at that point? Had you given up when?
No, because I knew what I wanted. And I was like, if you're not going to give me what I want or what I deserve, I'm going to go somewhere else where they can give it to me.
Yes. I like your determination, really. Most people would have said, no, okay, I'll stay in the school because this is the school that I want.
Yeah.
But I think when you take your time to think things
Yeah.
through,
Yeah.
you always make the right decision. Okay, so you go back, after Budo, you go back
Yes,
to Makerere College.
Yes.
And they were waiting for you.
Yeah, of course.
But then now you had to readjust yourself mid-term of basically say midway the time is when you
Yeah,
go back.
yeah.
And the rest of your friends and colleagues had already started.
Yeah.
You quickly adjusted?
Yeah, I mean, they don't, in the beginning of like S5 or S1, they don't study that much.
Hey, by the way, yes.
So you
not
can
much.
always catch up.
You can
Yeah.
catch up.
You can catch up if you're determined. Yeah, and
Mm.
I knew my way around the school. I knew the teachers.
Yeah.
So it was easy for me to adjust.
Ah, that's interesting. You didn't take any leadership roles in A level?
No, in A level I didn't take any leadership roles.
Why?
You know, I just felt like I wanted to be myself for once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really
No-
enjoy
no
the school
pressure,
experience
yes.
without responsibilities. You know, life already has enough being a firstborn.
I know.
As I catch a break, catch a
know.
break and
Yeah.
enjoy high school.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so now at this point you're still in Ginger.
S5 we had moved.
S5 you have
Yeah,
moved now, eh?
to Mitiana.
To Mitiana.
Yes.
Okay. That must have been something.
Yes.
You know, with all the changes.
Oh yeah. So S4 Vacu were in Mitiana. Yeah. It was a really good experience. Yeah. It was a good. We got to know the town. We got
Yeah.
to know the leadership. Yeah. Because it was good for us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think you're very helpful to your mom.
Yes.
because
because
you're in the
S4
four of
Vacu
them.
were in the show
And then you're
with her. Yeah. And
Oh, every holiday?
every holiday from 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You'd go and help mom
Yes, at the show.
in the show.
Yeah.
That's good. Because then you're getting experience also.
Yeah.
You know, dealing with people, dealing with money.
Dealing with people, money, you know, learning how things work, where the money you ask for at school comes from. It's important to know how it's made.
Most
Yeah.
kids will not relate.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll throw a tantrum and say, "But I need the money," and you're like,
Yeah.
"No, it's
I think it's
money."
important
Yeah.
for our children to know what we do, and also to have some exposure to money, so that they understand the value of money, how to make
Yes,
money, how to
financial
save money,
discipline, yeah.
some financial discipline. Yeah, I used to get a salary, so I understood. You know,
Really?
Yes.
So every time you went and helped your mom work, she'd pay you.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful culture. Because most parents say, "Hey, you're a child, you work."
Yeah, we started.
I'm not
working
saying
early.
it's like terrible or anything, but that must have then encouraged you more to know that
Yeah.
I need to work
Yeah.
to get somewhere.
Yes.
Apart, of course, from the pressure of being the firstborn.
Yes.
I would never know that. But I think I'll ask my sister one day what that pressure feels like.
Yeah.
So then, when you go to A level, you say, "No, I'm not getting into any leadership roles."
Yes.
Yes. You say PCB,
Yes, PCBM.
PCBM. That's what you wanted.
Yes.
So what was that like then? Was it the same old feeling like how you were in O level, going back to the same school, or a couple of things adjusted in
Things
terms of
changed.
time and how you, yeah.
Things changed. I wasn't prefect. So I got a chance to really get to know people, you know, enjoy my friendships.
Yeah.
You know, because when you're prefect, you still have to be a friend, but you're still a level above your friends.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you maintain discipline.
To keep yourself from,
You have to put your friends in line all the
Yeah.
time. But this time, I just had to focus on books and really my social experience. It was something I really loved and enjoyed. And I feel like as a woman moving to adulthood,
Yeah.
it's something that was really good for me because for once, I didn't have pressure. Yes, so it was good.
did you have so many people come through and help guide you as well? Knowing that you took on a certain course, or rather, did you have a lot more relatives come through within your life?
No.
growing up?
No, no, I didn't. And I think that's something that's missing. Mentorship. Mentorship, whether it's from family or friends or acquaintances or schools even. We're missing that part in our growing up journey. And I feel like if schools put more emphasis on it, or parents did, would have more career guidance along, our academic journey. Yeah, and that for me was missing. Aside from my father doing his best, but times have changed. This was a girl child.
Yeah.
He had different, dreams for me, and I had different dreams for myself. So I felt like on that particular part, the mentorship was lacking. Yeah. And really, I don't want to go to the next probably question, but that's probably what informed my decision to start Zimba Women in the future.
In the future.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
because I realized,
because you realized mentorship
along
was,
my career journey, there was no guidance. I was just winging it and probably lucky.
Going with the flow, with how you felt and things of that
I think my
nature.
parents were just lucky, honestly. But and others.
So when you talk about that, it brings me back. We go back to what was your childhood like exactly?
I think I would say I enjoyed my childhood. My parents were very close.
Yeah.
But I used to get home early and do homework. Well, my mom
They'll always help
completed
you.
Yes. My mom did like the house stuff. By then she was a housewife when we were in the earlier stages of growing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she
Before
started working when I was in P7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which actually came in really handy because my dad lost his job around that time. So she was able to fill the gap. And I think at that point in my childhood, being a firstborn, you're exposed to the challenges. That really made me understand the importance of financial independence as a woman and the role a woman has to in a home, especially if she has an income. Because you can supplement, you can take care of your family. In case of any eventualities, you're able to, stand in the gap and provide support also to your man. Yeah. And also, it's a source of inspiration for me.
Yes.
Having a mother who was working, I know that I want big, I want more for myself.
You want
I want
to do
more for my daughter.
Yes. I can hear the firstborn speaking. And I must say, many times we talk about these things, you can always bounce back. Because I'm guessing now, your mother now had your sister. And it takes some years, raising a child from the pregnancy to the giving birth to the feeding, breastfeeding process, post phase of giving birth. And then so many times, many women end up maybe putting aside or putting on hold, the work, the school, whatever it is that we're doing in the process, to allow themselves get time to raise that child. And when she bounced back, I am really glad she did at a time where you were perfect time. Now let me go and do my things as well. I think there's also mentorship still, and also helping women know that yes, you have children, you're raising children, but you can do certain things after that. You can do more, and that is something I must say is also inspiring. When you mentioned that your mom goes back, starts to work in P7, she must have been thinking about this for quite some time, But the whole raising of the children for a bit. But I'm really that's something we should all look into, and I'm sure your dad was very supportive of her. Now that why we have Super Soul Sisters, I'm sure the men and the boys out there who are watching, these are things that seem like very light, when we're talking about them. But if you have your wife, your sister, maybe a couple of people that do mean a lot to you, yes, they will have children, they'll get pregnant, have children. It is not a 6-month thing. So many people get it wrong.
Yes.
After 6 months, then you can. Sometimes it's more than just that. Okay. So now you do PCBM. And you had your goal. You said you either wanted to be a doctor or an engineer.
Yes.
So what then, at this point, after your A-levels, you leaned into the engineering bit, right?
Yes.
Why, at this point now, what gave you that extra shove to go to the other direction instead of being a doctor?
So government sponsorship. I didn't get it for medicine.
Oh, okay.
And I thought about the fact that now that I have to go for private, medicine is 6 years.
Oh, yes. I kept
Engineering
thinking
is
about
going to
that
be
too,
4.
and I'm not even one.
Engineering is going to be 4 years.
Yes.
Being a firstborn, I'm thinking It's going to be less years of my parents paying school fees.
Yeah.
And really, I may get there the same way. So I was leaning more towards like civil engineering or electrical because that's what my dad wanted me to do. But then when I went to Makerere to hand in my forms, I found that there was a computer faculty that had just opened.
Oh, okay.
And it was so fascinating that I immediately bought new forms and changed to
At campus when you'd gone to?
when I had gone to submit the private entry forms.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I changed and I was like, yeah, I think I want to be a computer engineer. So I put computer science first choice and then civil and electrical next.
Next, yeah.
Yeah. So that's
And that's a choice your parents really supported you on?
They didn't know at that point.
Oh, you didn't tell them?
Yeah. So at that point, they thought I had applied for like electrical engineering.
Yes.
It was only like a few, days later, my father was ironing because the ironing table was in my room, and then he saw the forms. He's like, "Oh, so you changed?" I was like, "Yeah, I go to the university and I realized tech is where the world is going."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a smart decision.
I didn't have time to now like call you, because I would have to come back and then we have to debate about it. So I made a decision to change to where I think the world is going.
Interesting.
And he was like, okay, you should have told me.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a bit disappointed because
Yeah,
he
I
wanted
can
me
imagine.
to do what he
to
did.
be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or he probably wanted you to do what he.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, but I think he eventually said, okay, fine, if that's what you want to do.
because two of my siblings are computer engineers.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
See the inspiration you
Yes.
gave.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So
Yes.
3 of you.
Yes, one of my brothers, the telecom engineer.
Oh, yeah.
And then my sister, the last one, is a computer engineer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So 3 of you.
Yes.
Nice. That's beautiful. Okay, so then you're able to get your computer engineering. Yes.
Yes.
And which year was this then?
That would be 2004, 5?
2004.
Yeah.
5. Okay, that's good.
Very
What was that like?
I loved it. I loved the course. There was so much to learn.
Yeah.
There was so much
Because it was a
math.
new course at the time,
Yes,
right?
it was new. There was so much math. So many exciting things happening in the world that you were exposed to. By the way, I got on a scholarship.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
yes.
nice. That's
Yeah,
nice.
so there was this organization in the US which was sponsoring girls doing STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math
So
subjects.
and you I
Yes.
see that now.
So we applied for it, my dad and I, and then we got it. So he came home to give me
beautiful.
the news, and he was so excited.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
nice.
so he's like, oh wow, this really worked out for the best. Yeah.
Yeah, in most cases, the things come in different packagings.
Yes.
You'd never know. So you
Yes.
get your scholarship.
Yes.
Was that for the entire course?
Yes, for the entire course, they covered
wow.
accommodation, pocket money, everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I would say I was fortunate, and really that scholarship is what really focused my journey. It gave me direction. I understood that now I have a scholarship
Yeah.
for girls.
And yeah.
It could have been any other girl, but it
But
chose
it
me.
gives, yeah.
So the fact that they chose me, I took somebody else's place. How am I going to use what I have done to help others who didn't get the scholarship? So during the interview, I remember they asked me, what's the scholarship going to help you do? And I told them, I don't know right now, but I'm going to do something to help other girls.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That puts a smile on us here as well, in Super Soul Sisters.
Yeah.
That so many times it's just beyond,
Yes.
oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. It takes a kind heart or a humanitarian to think about others.
Yeah.
Now, a quick reminder, we are here at Dotash Exclusive. The space is beautiful. They've been very kind to us to give us this space. And of course, to bring you the Super Soul Sisters, to bring you amazing ladies here like Peace. And I must say, you can always pass by here. It's on Ginger Road. You cannot get lost. Yes? Spear House, former WBS building, not Spear Motors. Because, usually the brain
Yes.
peaks, yes. And I must say, I do appreciate you for being here with us. We're still with Peace. She's going to be telling us a whole lot more. We've reached at a point where she says, I was taking my application forms, realized, wait, there's a new course and I think I would love this. She took that risk. Do remember that you can always get us on different media platforms. But first of all, thank you so much for the 1,000 followers on YouTube. We're excited. These things are not easy, eh? And of course, you can get us on Twitter and you'll be able to look for Super Soul Sisters. Now the S is like a 3. Yes, the S is like a 3. And you can also find us on YouTube, Super Soul Sisters, same thing. Of course, Twitter was at Super Soul Sisters. You can always get us there. And trust me, you'll not be disappointed. Give us your views. Check us out. Check out the amazing ladies that we continuously bring here, that give us the opportunity to engage with you, that give us the opportunity to learn. Now, everyone has a journey. That's why different women have different journeys, okay? So you will sit there and think, oh, but mine didn't go like that. You have your story as well. This is meant to help you, you know, maybe think about certain things, relate to certain things, and maybe know that you as well has the opportunity. Now, yes, as I mentioned earlier on YouTube, Super Soul Sisters UG. The S is like a 3, yeah? TikTok at Super Soul Sisters. And then on Instagram, it's super_soul_sisters. We cannot wait to hear from you. Now, we're going back to have this conversation with Peace. And I must say, she was a very disciplined girl. Very calm, very collected. But she had an eye for the opportunity. I think you have an eye to see and identify where the opportunity is. Mm-hmm. And that is a gift. That is a very beautiful gift. Mm. Okay, so scholarship, your entire course.
Yes.
Housing, rather
Yes.
accommodation,
Yes.
and upkeep money
Yes.
and things like that. That must have been a very good relief, you know.
Yes.
On parents, they're like, thank God, you know. And you have siblings as well.
Yes.
And also that encourages your parents,
Yeah.
knowing that you have goals. What was that journey like? I know, being pioneer, you
Yes.
know. How many were you, by the way?
We were, I think, 90.
90.
Yeah, day class and evening class combined.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
We were quite few. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you said you enjoyed the experience. You
Yes,
had your
I did.
math, you had your everything
Yes,
that you
yeah.
wanted.
I loved it. I loved it.
And,
Yeah.
and you know, university, we talk about university and how people get a little careless or just forget to read and have fun. Did you ever balance your social life or you're the type who will be like, no, after this I'm going to just go, you know, read my books,
No.
relax. You let loose a little.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I actually enjoyed my university experience. I had a very rich social life. I went out with my friends, went to parties. I did all the things that you're supposed to do at
Yes.
university.
Yeah.
Yes. But I also studied really hard.
Yeah.
And I worked really hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you did well in the end.
Yes, I did
Okay.
well. Yeah.
So when you finish your course, were you working within, did you have any kind of internships in between there where you worked with people? Or it was after school that then you got the opportunity to search for a
Yeah.
job and get?
I've never not worked. Yeah, my whole life.
Your whole life?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you did mention you were working with
Yes.
mom and
so
she was
in
paying
Essex
you.
vacation, I was teaching at a school in Mutiana.
Oh.
When I started university, I used to work in the computer lab. Yeah, plus school, plus work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, from year one?
From year one.
Oh.
Yes. I used to work in the
Okay.
computer lab, would clean the lab, would spray the computers and all that stuff. So for internship, I went to National Water, just right across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I started working at National Water. I thought it was going to be 3 months, but then they didn't tell me to leave. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I ended up staying.
Even when you'd go back for your next semesters,
Yes.
you would still go.
So I
and work.
moved from the day class to the evening class.
Okay.
So I would work from 8 to 4, and then 5 to 9 I'm in class.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's how by the time I graduated, I had more work experience than a lot of people I went to school with. Yeah.
And you stayed with National Water?
I stayed with National Water for 4 years.
Wow, after
Yes.
school.
Yes.
Now, you see, it's very important, I think, and I'll ask you later to talk to young girls. I think when you perform, because they didn't tell you to leave,
Yeah, they didn't tell me to leave.
your internship turned into the job
Into a
that you
job,
had for a
yes.
couple of years.
Yes.
So after graduating, you continued with National Water.
Yes.
What were you doing while you were there?
I used to be systems administrator.
Okay.
Yeah, basically you check the servers and the computers, make sure they're up to date, you know, check on all the software that it's the right one that's installed.
Okay.
And not just for the head office, but also the different branches in the country, like north, east, west, and south. Sometimes you travel to branches to train people in IT, how to use their computers, password, you know, intrusion detection and prevention.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I used to do.
That must have
National
been
Water. I
something.
did that for 4 years. Yeah.
That must have been something.
Yes.
So when you left National Water, where did you go?
I joined the U.S. Embassy.
Oh, okay.
There was U.S. aid located within the U.S. Embassy. So I joined in the IT department. I used to do IT support work.
Okay.
Yeah, like fixing computers, installing software, backing up servers. Yeah. I worked there for 6 years.
6 years.
Yes.
You can tell the level of discipline that Peace has. My goodness, straight from school, and that is something hardly really to come by. And did you have any? Because any workspace really has its challenges.
Yes.
And you being a young girl at the university is where I want us to focus, because in between school and you working, which would have been your internship.
Yes.
How easy was it for you to adjust, with people who have been in the working environment probably for a while, people are out of school, and maybe they see you as this young girl who's just come into the working environment?
Yeah. I think workplaces should have in place an HR or somebody in the HR department who advises young people who are just entering the workplace. Because you come in, you're innocent, you're still really just finding yourself as an adult, and you're mixing with people who've been adulting for really
For a
long
while,
time.
yeah.
So you have no direction. Yeah. There's workplace challenges which affect both boys and girls, but there's specific challenges that affect girls in the workplace. So HR should have in place solutions for that. Then also, I just want to encourage the girls out there, because there's so many incidences where you're doubted for the work that you do, whether you're actually qualified or good enough to work, or if you deserve the position, or how you got into the workplace. There's always those questions. Does she deserve to be here? Is she qualified? Does she know what she's doing? Because you're a girl, especially in a tech field, people may assume you don't know what you're doing, or somebody connected you, so you're just there to flower the workplace. Yet in actuality, you may be better than a lot of the male
When
peers.
you're a performer, yes. So it's, you sort of get bullied for just being in that space.
Yes. Because a lot of workplaces are very male-dominated, especially us who are in the tech science world. So you're probably the only girl in the department, not just from your peers, but also everybody else. However, I would say in my experience, I found it a little bit easier, especially at work, because I had bosses who were progressive.
Oh, yes. Yes.
They were my biggest mentors, and are still my biggest mentors to date.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why for me the he for she campaign is a very big
It's
deal.
a very big one,
Yeah,
yes.
because I understand the importance of male role models, male mentors in a woman's journey.
That's true.
Yeah. And
There's need to support.
Yes.
To support the women in the men need to support the women in their lives.
Yes.
Okay, so then when you join, you said you joined USAID?
Yes, USA.
Yes. And you were there for 6 years.
6 years.
My goodness. And of course, by now you have experience. You know,
Yes.
but what are some of the things? Did you see anything different between these two workspaces?
Yes. Things move, of course, much faster. Yeah. And of course, you get to appreciate diversity, because a lot of people employed there were hired on merit.
Yes.
So we had really, really qualified Ugandans, different tribes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing like clicking.
There's
on a
nothing
certain
like
tribe.
I understand
so
that.
it was a very good experience, and there were also so many travel opportunities, and you were treated equally, like other people at work.
Yes.
Yeah, it was around the same time. I actually joined USAID when I was pregnant.
Oh,
Yes, with
well,
my
that's an
daughter.
important part.
Yes.
That's an important part.
Yes.
So when you left water,
Yes.
you had not yet gotten children.
No.
After 4 years, when you joined USAID,
Yes.
how many years in now that you...
Immediate, like between the transition period between National Water
And oh
and
my
US
goodness,
Embassy, I was
my
pregnant.
goodness. Did that make you think the whole time? Did
Yeah.
that keep you
I was
awake
3 months
thinking?
pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah, so I remember my workmates used to ask, the new girl seems to be not okay. You know how it is in the first days, people are doubting. but
People
they're
are
not
doubting
sure.
you, then you're thinking, oh my
eventually,
God,
you
bad,
can't hide.
bad time for me to bring this up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then eventually you can't hide it anymore because it's growing.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it came out, but the workplace was very supportive. Yeah, my boss let me go on maternity leave. When I
Yes.
came back, I had to travel for training. I left my child with my mom,
Oh, that's
went to the
great.
US, came back after 3 weeks, she was fine. Yeah, we continued on our motherhood journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
And it's very strange when you talk about becoming a mother in a workspace. Yeah? And so many people will show that they are pro healthy environment for women, but then you find many, I've seen, I've had, even with people who deal directly with women,
Yes.
that it reaches a point when someone's pregnant and they tell you, please, I think you should resign. And meanwhile, they're telling the person to resign so that that person resigns and it's not on them.
Yes.
You see, it's very complicated, and I'm so glad you got into your new job, and they gave you that opportunity to grow and work and still have a family. I think that is some of the things that maybe employers need to think about. Yes. So you travel, you work, you know, at least your child is safe, you still have a job. That must have been a relief.
It was a relief. It was actually my first time out of the country.
Oh my.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So
And you were there for how long?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, my daughter was 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 6 months is good. So when you come back, you readjust, you continue, and you still. Do you have any more kids in these 6 years?
No,
Okay.
I haven't.
So you work with them for 6 years.
I worked with them for 6 years.
Yeah.
I adopted another child in between. Yeah, so I have 2 girls.
See, the humanitarian in her comes out again. You adopted a child and then took the child in.
Yes.
Yes. At what age did you take the child in? Because, you know, some people
she
say...
was, I would say 5.
5?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
So then you continue this journey.
Yeah.
After 6 years. Or did you get any other things you are doing while you were with USAID?
Yeah, so while I was with USAID, actually when I became a mother, I realized that at that point, because I think we were like 23, 24, maybe. Yeah, my daughter is 12. So very few of my friends were mothers.
Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't have anyone to discuss motherhood things with.
Yeah.
So a couple of friends and I, we began a Facebook group to talk about motherhood.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And within a year, our group grew to 1,000 members.
Which group is this?
BMM, I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yes, I have.
Beautiful Modern Mamas.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so we started a group, have this fellowship of mothers. We encourage each other, motherhood, work-life balance, school, you know, navigating school, relationships, life, marriage, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was really eye-opening to me. And during that time, we realized that a lot of mothers were struggling to look after their families, whether married or unmarried, because our group had both.
Yeah.
And so we used to encourage the women every Friday and Wednesday to sell products online. Like come to the group, say, you guys, I'm selling tomatoes, I'm selling rice, I'm selling clothes, or I have these services that I can offer. And so within the group, after some years, we realized, because now this was 5 years into the motherhood journey, 2015, people's businesses had grown, they were flourishing, they were taking care of their families. And so during that time, I met Sharifa, who now later became my co-founder at Zimba Women. Yeah, I realized we had so much in common. We're both computer engineers. We're both mothers of girls. Her daughter is 1 year younger than mine. She's 11. And so when we got close, when we shared our aspirations, we realized that we want to do more than just being, you know, a worker. Like I don't want to go to my workplace and that's it, that's my journey. Yes, I'm excelling in my career, but perhaps I can do more. You know, perhaps I can do more, perhaps I can share, perhaps I've been lucky.
And that's while you are with USAID?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So because of that, we said, why don't we start an e-commerce site for women to sell their
Within
products?
that same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one idea developed from another idea?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started an e-commerce platform?
Yes.
Okay.
So we started an e-commerce platform, which really eventually gave back to Zimba Women. But then we realized at that time, women were not ready to be online. They didn't have the training, the desire, and there was not e-commerce like such a big deal by then. So we decided, you know, let's focus on mentorship. Let's focus on capacity building. Let's focus on lifting these women's spirits up so that they understand why their contribution matters.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's Zimba Women's focus.
That was before. So that's when Zimba Women
was born.
2015. While you were still at USAID?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm loving this. Because an idea came from an idea, and another idea came from another idea, because you identify things and see we need to go further from here. Oh, that's beautiful. What was the turning point there? What were you thinking at that point where like this, I think I've worked here enough, I need to go to the next step? Is there another next step? Or you decided to focus on Zimba Women?
My living USAID was because I wanted more exposure. I really wanted to work for the UN.
Yeah.
You know, once you work for one international organization, you're
You
like,
want
okay, there's
to
more.
try, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I want to do more. I want to reach out to more people. I want to do different things. So this job was advertised, and it looked exciting.
Yeah.
So I applied.
Nice.
Yeah. But you know, getting in the UN is not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I keep telling my friends, I did 42 applications to the
Wow.
UN. Yes. Different agencies, different countries, different roles. I just kept applying and applying and applying.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So then you got the job with the UN.
I got a job with the UN.
Yes. And what was your role?
I was ICT technical
Yeah.
and signals training
Okay.
associate.
Okay.
So it was a supervisory role. At that time, I was like so overwhelmed because there was like just 30 because
Yeah.
that was 2016.
Yeah.
And I'm the first supervisor, I'm the youngest. It's a new department.
Yes.
It was exciting and scary at the same
At the same time, yes. So basically it pushed you to certain levels you probably wouldn't. That's a brilliant idea. You know, so many times we need to see room for growth.
Yes.
So when you joined the UN, how long are you with them?
4 years.
4 years.
Yes.
And you're still running Zimba
Yes.
Women.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's the time we started our annual summit,
Ah.
the Zimba Women Summit.
Okay.
Yeah, where we have women coming together to talk to other women in business and also in tech,
Yeah.
to understand the marketplace, to learn from each other, to mentor each other. So the gathering is usually for 300 women, 300 to 400 women.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, we
That's
got
huge.
sponsors. It was sponsored by Facebook, the U.S. Embassy, Department of State, International Trade Center. We just kept throwing the word out there and reaching out to people and saying, we want to partner with you on this. And a few people came on board.
Yes.
So it really helped.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So when you leave the UN, what do you do next?
I left in 2020 during the lockdown.
Yes.
Of course, a lot of people are like, how can you even
Why?
do that? Yeah, we're going through a lockdown. You know what the future is. The future has for us, and you quit your job. But then at that point, I felt like, because I used to live in Entebbe,
Yeah.
a lot of things were happening in Kampala that I was missing out because I was working for Department of Peacekeeping in Entebbe. So now it's lockdown. Nothing is moving. Life is slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I moved back to Kampala and now focus on Zimba Women 100% for
Yes.
those months.
Yes. With your co-founder.
With my co-founder, Sharifa.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So we focus on Zimba Women, and then we were training women during the lockdown. We launched our e-commerce site now for real this time.
Yeah. Because now the world is
yes,
adjusted.
now the world
to-
is adjusted. Digital is like moving so fast.
Yes.
Yeah. And then suddenly I think I got somebody on LinkedIn wrote to me, like, would you be interested in this role with UNDP? That's how I joined UNDP.
Ah,
Yes.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So I like that you constantly multitask and find a way of doing so many different things.
Yes.
Now, being an engineer and a humanitarian is something that is lovely because
Yeah.
both of those things you're contributing to people's lives. And I know you're using your knowledge as a computer engineer
Yes.
in helping women's lives improve.
Yeah.
And not so far ago, I think on Women's Day, we just finished the Women's Month, but we shall celebrate women every day.
Yes.
We celebrate them here. We were looking at how the digital space can be taken advantage of for women and young girls.
Yes.
So that is something that is quite exciting for
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
for us here.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, we do appreciate you for making time. Now, real quick, you seem very busy. You have a lot of things going on. What do you do in your free time, like to relax? And,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I love travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in
Ah.
my free time, I travel. I
Yeah.
see my friends. I have friends in different countries.
Yes.
Because of BMM,
Yes.
I've made a couple of friends in
That's
different
beautiful.
areas, in
Yes.
different parts of the world, like in the US, in the UK.
Yeah.
So we have cliques, if I can call
Nice,
it that.
yeah.
We have cliques in the US, cliques in the. So we go, we see each other. We encourage each other. So that's what I
That's
do in my
nice.
free time. I go out with my friends. I
That's
go to the
good.
gym.
It's good to
I
relax.
hang out with my kids.
Yeah. That's
They are
lovely.
lovely. They're going through adolescence right now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a challenge, but also interesting. Yeah, then I just hang with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see each
And
other.
I know we haven't talked about this, we don't need to, but we're wishing the very best for your mom.
Thank you.
Right now, we're wishing
Thank
her
you.
a quick recovery.
Thank you.
I know it has been difficult. A couple of weeks we've been trying to get her, but she had to attend to mom. And there's nothing as beautiful as being able to return the, not return the favor. What's the better word? To do for your parents.
Yeah.
You know, things they sacrificed a lot.
That's true.
And now when we become adults, you know, adulting is hard.
Yes.
But when you make the time and are there for your parents or aunties or uncles, they're all parents, you know,
Yes.
then that is a very beautiful thing in
yeah,
itself.
it is.
Yeah.
It
Now,
is.
if, a word to the young girls and boys, men and women. We have to keep reminding people that this show is not just about for the women to hear or listen. We need a generation, we need an era of men who are supporting their women in their lives,
Yes.
their wives, their sisters, their daughters, you know, brothers supporting their sisters. So all of that is covered. Please talk to those young people out there. Yes.
Everybody, I think that it's important that we constantly seek knowledge. Yeah, in our journeys, whether you're in business, whether you're an entrepreneur, or whether you're at a workplace, seek knowledge. Knowledge is power. That's why a friend of mine keeps saying, you know, the books don't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. For as long as you're informed, you will be successful. And it doesn't mean that you always have to go back to formal education. There's YouTube, there's programs like this
Yeah.
where you can educate yourself. Mentorship is also very important for both
Yes.
boys and girls. You know, let's not think that you're growing up in a bubble.
Yeah.
There's always somebody who is doing it better or different. Yeah. Or
Indeed.
yourself, you can help somebody else be better. So let's offer ourselves, our time, our resources to mentor other people who are coming after us.
That's
but
true.
also let's constantly be on a journey of learning.
Yeah.
Learning,
I agree.
whether formal or informal, from other people. And let's share.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate you for your time. I personally, I must say, we are very lucky, you know, to have all these women come on here and sit with us here and have a conversation with us. Now, quick reminder, we are at Daughters Exclusive here on Ginger Road, Spear House. You cannot forget it, from a WBS building. If you're younger, if you're about 20, you can ask, you won't get lost. Because some younger people may not know when I say WBS building, but Spear House, not Spear Motors, Spear House on Ginger Road, just by the road you can see it. And I must say a huge thank you to you, Peace, our super soul sister today, Peace Nasanga Kuteesa, and she's of course a humanitarian and computer engineer. Now, these are things you need to think about. We all have our different journeys, but we can all have an influence on someone. Thank you so much for watching us. My name is Rowena Kajumba. From me and the team, we wish you a good night.